companies that are heavy, what's the risk of short squeezes, and explain what they are?
Well, an old sort of saying is never be a bear in company. And one useful thing for any would-be shorts out there is one of the first things you do once you've decided you want to short a company is to look at what the short interest is. And for instance, at the moment, I think Sainsbury's or Morrison's has the largest stock out on loan, i.e. the most stock borrowed, i.e. the most unpopular stock, i.e. the stock that is being most shorted in the market. Now, Ocado is another one. Ocado and Sainsbury's, for instance, I would, despite the fact I don't know about Sainsbury's, but take Ocado as an example. I believe Ocado to be ridiculously overvalued, and I've been short of it 2 or 3 times. Every time I've lost money on being short Ocado. I still think the shares are ridiculously overvalued, but I now will not short Ocado simply because it has a huge short interest. And what you ask about bear squeezes, a bear squeeze is basically when there's a big short position out there and there's buying comes into the market, which is almost intentionally used by long investors, knowing that there are people like me out there who are going to have a limit to the amount I'm prepared to lose, and knowing that there are several other shorts in my position. It was quite easy to buy some shares, particularly using CFDs, in order to squeeze people like me out of our positions, because we're not prepared to lose whatever it may be, 20%, 15%. And if you look at the price action of Ocado, you see many instances of what I would call a good old-fashioned bear squeezes, where basically all the short interest rushed to close at the same time, thus propelling the price up far more than would be rational in a stock where there's not a large short position. So bear squeezes tend to be in stocks which are unloved and have large short positions. And it often explains irrational movements in share prices.
What about shorting shares that are not liquid?
Again, it's very dangerous because you can short in small size shares that aren't liquid, but you've got to remember that all short positions, in order to make money, have to be bought back. And so you never really want to be outside the normal market size in a position, because otherwise, obviously, in a sort of short squeeze event, or if one is scrabbling to get stock back and there's no offer in the stock, it makes life very difficult. And conversely, it's often very difficult to sell in any size if there's no real bid. I mean, there's plenty of stocks, say on AIM, that you might think are pretty much worthless, but it's not worth the time analysing them or looking at them, because there is no underlying liquidity in the stock. I mean, there might be, for instance, a market maker bidding for 1,000 shares in a 20p stock that you believe to be worth 0. There's no point wasting any time on it.